What's going on, everybody? My name is Dave. Welcome to Aroid District, and welcome to episode 2 of My Favorite Plants. It's a series where I take 2 different plants, talk a little bit about each one, then let you know which one is my favorite plant. So in today's episode, we have another special guest alert. We have none other than Lauren from the YouTube channel Plants and Tings. So welcome, Lauren, and let's go ahead and kick this off. So first up, we got some true, legit hanging plants that are gonna go head to head. So both of these trailing plants are native to the continent of Africa, and I want to compare the two. They about to go head to head. So we have the variegated string of hearts going up against the variegated string of pearls. Let's do it. Okay, so I grows both of these outdoors, but we're gonna start with the variegated string of hearts. Let's get in here. I do like this plant. It's definitely a true trailing plant. Maybe if you have it hanging off of a balcony with some bright light, it's definitely gonna, have that waterfall effect with all of these different colors. You see, it's variegated, so when it gets high light, the cream colored portions turn like purple or pink. So I feel like that's the dope thing about the variegated string of hearts, and they just do well outside. This one gets some direct sun in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon. You have to watch out because the top will get bald if it's not getting enough light. Or if you overwater it, the top will kind of rot off. But other than that, I think these plants been around for a long time. I think if you already have these, I'm pretty sure you have it down packed when it comes to the care. But that is the variegated string of hearts. All right, variegated string of pearls. So I know nothing about the care of this plant. I think it thrives off of neglect. I pretty much have kept it outside since I've got it. And I give it a little bit of direct light, and I just don't want, maybe I water it twice a month. If I can remember, I sprinkle water on, across the top. And I do like this one. So when it comes to a matchup between these two, we have to choose the variegated string of pearls. I feel like this one is a lot classier. And I'm just surprised if you go back to my video where I talk about houseplants that are native to the continent of Africa, you will see how small this was and how much it's grown. So it's like this plant has grown on me and it has grown on itself. And the variegation and just the 2 different colors, and mind you, this plant does get some of the pink and purple. If you get some of those solid cream colored pearls, the bright light will turn those different colors. The variegated string of hearts, this is one of those plants that I only purchased because everybody was going crazy for them. I was a beginner and I got it just because, everyone else was getting it. And I liked it, a bit, but it hasn't grown on me any further. So, that's why I just keep it outside and let it do its thing. So, boom, variegated string of pearls. So my channel is called Aroid District. So I'm gonna start throwing in a little bit more Aroid species. So these next 2 going head to head, these are true Airoids. Like, just being a little kid in the hood, these are the 2 Airoids that I've seen in people's front yard, in the big box stores. Like, they thick out here when it comes to the LA area. They all over the place. So we have going head to head the Mataphyllum saloon going up against the Monstera deliciosa. Let's get into it. Okay, so if you want a big boy, if you want one of them big aeroids that just, takes up a large area, either one of these would do the trick. But let's start with the Monstera. This is a classic staple for aeroids. I mean, this one is cartooned, it's commercialized, it's just the one. And you get these nice big split leaves, and you also get double fenestrations off in there. My Monstera, I grow this one outside. I actually have a couple just growing in my front yard. They're not doing that well, but normally when you put these outside on the second year, they start to just take off because they are adjustable and they grow well in, I would say, like West Coast cold weather. But the second year is where they really take off. And, this is just a statement plant. You already know. I don't need to say much about this one. When it comes to the Thimatophyllum saloon, this is actually a small one, and I'll do some B-roll footage of the one that I have growing outside. But this plant right here reminds me of Los Angeles. If you come to LA, you're gonna see these everywhere. And I think that, let's see, so the thing that I like about this is the trunk that it develops. So these leaves right here will start to, when new leaves grow, the old leaves will fall off at the base, and this plant will grow like a crazy trunk, and the trunk has like a wound on it that looks like a eyeball. I know some of y'all got to know what I'm talking about, but these are both kind of like big split leaf plants. That's the reason why I chose to compare them. And they both put out these crazy long aerial roots that'll go everywhere. You see all those aerial roots just coiling around in the pot. So I know this plant right here is not so much of an epiphyte because it develops a trunk and it kind of turns into a tree. The Monstera can do the same thing, but I think the Monstera is known, especially in Florida, is known for, climbing up a tree. So if I had to pick between these two, I guess I'm gonna go for the Thimatophyllum saloon. And listen, I'm not trying to just go against the grain. Like, I really do like this plant, and anybody who knows me in the plant game, I have always said that why does everybody go crazy for the Monstera and not so much for the saloon, Because the saloon has a little bit more features, if you ask me. It's, you got a large split leaf, and it's that trunk. The trunk that it develops looks really dope. And these take full sun outside, or they can be grown indoors. I think this one and the Monstera, they pretty much have the same care, but this one is just, I don't know, it gives me vibes, and it just reminds me of, I know a lot of commercial businesses and all of that, they had this one growing outdoors. So my pick is the Thimatophyllum saloon. Contrary to what I think that y'all would say, I'm sticking with the saloon. Okay, so next up, we got none other than Lauren. Let me tell y'all, Lauren is definitely a gift. She's beautiful. Her personality, her natural personality just makes you want to be her friend. Like, she is something special, and I just wish her the best. So, I mean, she's stopping through to go head to head with me. I think she has a plant that she wants to compare to one of mine. So, Lauren, what is you saying? What's up?
Hi everybody, my name is Lauren, and I am a planty person from the East Coast, and I am from the plant channel Plants and Tings here on YouTube. And I just want to say thank you, Dave, for inviting me here today to just talk to you guys about my favorite plant and why it's my favorite plant. So let me show you it. It is none other than the Philodendron majestic. Do you guys like the dramatics? This plant though, like, this is the newest leaf, the baby leaf here, second newest leaf, and the oldest leaf, which is gorgeous. And this, if you can't already tell, is my favorite because of the pattern on the leaf. Like, it has this beautiful kind of almost camo looking pattern to the leaf. And so this philodendron is a hybrid. And it's a hybrid between the Philodendron verrucosum and the Soteroid. And the Soteroid is a super silvery plant, which is also beautiful. And then there's the verrucosum that has like this kind of like 3D depth to it, and it just kind of overlaid that on top of the silveriness of the Soteroid and kind of tone it down a little bit, but you still get it. Like, it's the perfect combination for me. Like, it's the perfect combination for me because I do like silvery plants, but if you're not into like all the way silvery plants, this is it. Like, this is so it. You get this grayish, subtle, but still very detailed pattern. I can't get enough of it. And just to tell you how much I can't get enough of it, this is the second time I bought this plant. So that's how much I love this plant that I bought it twice. And what's cool too is this is the newest leaf. And yesterday, this leaf, when it was still like half furled, was more like this really bright, like pinky, peachy color. Like, it was so bright. And it kind of toned down to this bronzy color. So it's nice. You get a nice little variation. If you can see, I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll do like a little close-up slow-mo of the sheen on this leaf, like this new emerging leaf. Like, it's a stunner. And this grows really nice and big, like your signature big beautiful heart-shaped philodendrons. It grows super big, but the leaves they're nice and firm. They're not super flimsy like a verrucosum could be. So it get the firmness, the strength of the leaf from the other plant, the Soteroid. But you get that kind of really textured leaf like the verrucosum. So I love hybrids for that reason. It takes like the best of both worlds and makes an amazing plant. And two, hybrids tend to be a little tougher. You know, they usually tend to be a little tougher, especially that verrucosum is something else. So this is going to be a lot less, temperamental than a verrucosum because the texture of the leaf is just different. And I really love it. Like, what else can I say? Like, it's beautiful. Like, I love this plant. I mean, I bought it twice, so. And the last thing that I love about this Majestic is that even though this is kind of a juvenile, smaller baby plant, you still get a lot of the features of the mature plant, which doesn't happen that often. A lot of times if you're buying a baby plant, because it's cheaper to get the smaller plant, but you might have to sacrifice, on the features and wait, have the patience to wait to really enjoy those features. But with this plant, even though this is a juvenile, small, pretty much a baby plant, you still get all the features of the plant that you purchased. Like, this is what you purchased it for, to see this, and you still get it even as a baby plant. So I really appreciate that. And for all those reasons, this is definitely my number one favorite plant. And I don't know, I haven't seen every philodendron, but I feel like this is up there. This is definitely up there. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this Majestic. It's a very gorgeous plant. And yeah, thank you.
Wait, time out. Because the way that Lauren came through and shut this shit down, that Philodendron Majestic is fire. That's like, I haven't seen a dope philodendron in a long time. And she showed me the first Majestic that she had, and that influenced me to go out and get one for myself. But hands down, that Majestic that she showed, the way that she let God use her to do a close-up on that baby leaf, oh my God, I ain't got nothing to compare to that. Like, but all right, I'm gonna hold my own, and I'm gonna hit y'all with this one. Okay, so here I have the Aglaonema Pictum Tricolored. Lauren mentioned that her Majestic has a slight camel pattern. Well, I wanted to compare that plant to a plant that has a true camel pattern. So the Majestic is a little bit more comparable to the Philodendron Splendid, in my opinion, since they're both like hybrid, one of the same parents. But this plant right here, look at the pattern on that. So they call it the Pictum Tricolor. The tricolor, as you can see, you got dark green, light green, and sometimes you get white or silver specks within there. So that's kind of like a true camouflage pattern right there. And I really do like this plant. One thing I'll tell you, the growth pattern is a little bit funny to me. So this plant, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up. So this plant kind of grows a long stem, and the lower leaves along that stem will yellow and fall off. As you can see, it's about to start happening with this plant, right? With that leaf right there. So this plant does get tall, and the leaves will fall off, and it'll start making like a stalk like this. But one benefit to that is, you know what? All of our plants can't be climbing on something. They can't be vining up. The fact that I can sit this one and it doesn't need any type of moss pole, it doesn't need a stake or a moss pole, that's a good, that's a good little option for your plant collection, because it can get a little monotonizing having to tie all of your plants up to a pole and have them climb all over the place. And, I think when it comes to space, this plant right here is not gonna take up so much space. Digging into another benefit of this plant. What is another benefit of this plant? Oh, I got it. So another benefit of this plant is this plant will propagate itself. So you can multiply this plant, because right up out of the media of the plant, another shoot will come out, or off the side, another shoot will come out. So I have a few of these because this plant will propagate itself. This plant also did well outside in the greenhouse. I haven't tested it just out in a shaded area of the backyard. It was inside of the greenhouse, and it did perfectly fine there. So that is the Aglaonema Pictum tricolor.
So that is it for today's episode. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I wasn't able to get over to my mom's house to film a tour. It's a lot going on. I got a lot of family in town, so I wasn't able to do that, but there's always another day. I'm gonna get over there and try to show y'all her plant collection. But that's all I have for you. Everybody stay blessed, and see you on the next round.